So today we're going to discuss some special types of discrete probability distributions. So we have three. The first one is binomial probability distribution. The second one is Poisson probability distribution. And hypergeometric probability distribution. So let's have first the binomial probability distribution. So when we say binomial probability distribution, the probability has two outcomes. Has only two outcomes or can be reduced into two outcomes. Outcomes are considered either success or failure. Okay po? So meaning we are going to use probability distribution if our outcomes are either success or failure, either pass or failed, okay po, either yes or no. So laging ganun po. Okay po, laging ang outcomes natin, always remember, either success or failure. Basta two outcomes. Dalawa lang lagi yung pagpipilian. Okay po, that's under binomial probability distribution. That's why nga binomial from the word bi. Okay po, meaning two. Okay po. So what our requirements or what are the things that we need to consider for us to use the probability distribution the type of binomial. The first one is there must be a fixed number of trials. Kailangan meron tayong fixed numbers of trials. Each trial can only two outcomes and are mutually exclusive. Kaya siya fixed, di ba nga? Kasi nga, ang outcome natin can be success or failure. Okay po? And yung two outcomes na yun, class, are mutually exclusive. Ibig sabihin, they cannot occur at the same time. Kagaya nga na sinasabi ko sa inyo, the usual common is yung tossing a coin. Pag nag-toss tayo ng coin, hindi pwedeng head and tail ang lumabas. It's either of the two. So, parang ganun din, class. Hindi pwedeng umagat gabi ng sabay. Kaya, kailangan sa binomial probability distribution, kailangan mutually exclusive. It's either of the two lang ang lalabas. It's either success or failure, pass or failed, yes or no. Dahil ganun yung idea natin, syempre, the outcomes of each trial are independent, meaning hindi naapektuhan yung succeeding trials. Hindi nagbabago yung total number of outcome. Sa probability of event is equal to n over t, our n is our favorable outcome and our d is the total number of outcomes. So, hindi naapektuhan. Okay po? The fourth one is probability of success is the same for each trial. Dahil nga independent siya, class, hindi nagbabago yung succeeding trial. Kaya yung probability ng each trial in terms of success are always the same. Kasi nga po, independent. Okay po. So as you can see on the presentation, here is our formula. So we have P of X or probability of X where X is any binomial probability distribution or yung random variable na ating hinahanap. It is equal to n factorial. This exclamation point meaning factorial. Okay, this exclamation point, you can see this on your calculator. Okay po, or we can solve this manually. Later, I will teach you on how we are going to solve the factorial manually. Okay po, and also in calculator. All over the quantity of n minus x, quantity factorial x factorial, times the p of x, P raised to x times to q raised to n minus x. Okay po. So, where P of x is the binomial probability distribution, our n is the number of trials, our x is the number of observed success, Okay po, observe success. Our P is the probability success on each trial, meaning, pag P ang pinag-uusapan natin, it is in percent. Makikita natin na naka-percent sign to sa ating problem. And Q is the probability of failure. It's the same for each trial. Probability of failure si Q. So, naka-percent sign din to. And then, i-convert natin to, syempre, into decimal point. Okay po, through our computation. And take note, our X must be less than or equal to N. And greater than or equal to 0. Dahil nga probability tayo, class, hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng negative. Okay? Hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng negative. Sa X daw, it could be 0, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Hindi siya pwedeng maging negative. At least a 0 ang kanyang value. Okay? Let's start. Let's try this formula. Example. In a survey, 25% of the people interviewed say they bought their refrigerator during the last 6 months. If 11 people are selected at a random, find the probability that exactly these people bought the refrigerator during the last 6 months. So, ang hinahanap natin is yung percent that these people bought the refrigerator during the last 6 months. Okay po? So, first is, hanapin natin tong mga ito sa problem. Okay po? We use binomial kasi gusto lang naman nating malaman kung bumili ba talaga sila or itong taong to bumili ba or hindi. Parang ganun yung idea, class. Okay? So, our N, what is our N? Sabi natin si N is the number of trial. Okay po? Sabi dyan, if 11 people are selected at a random. So, our N is 11. Kasi sila yung trial natin. Nakakuha po among doon sa 25% ng people na in-interview. Okay? Our X is 6. Okay po? Ayun yung ating number of observed success. Kasi nga, ang hinahanap natin is exactly these people bought their refrigerator during the last 6 months. So, ayun yung success na tinitingnan natin. Number of observed success. Okay? Letter P. Si P naman is yung ating probability success on each trial. So, as you can see on the problem, sabi dyan, in a survey, 25% of the people interview. So, ayun na yung probability ng success natin na na-interview natin, yung 25% ng tao na yun. So, yung 25% is equal to 0.25. Kung ang success natin is 25%, so therefore, our probability of failure is 75%. Kasi we all know na meron tayong 100%. Kapag ang success natin ay 25%, automatic, ima-minus lang natin. Then we can now identify our probability of a failure. So, 75% or 0.75. Okay? So, lahat na hanap natin, ang gagawin natin is to input this on our calculator or substitute this on our formula. So, we have P of X is equal to 6. Kasi nga, ayun yung hinahanap natin exactly. These people bought their refrigerator during the last 6 months. So, kailangan nating mapatunayan yun. Okay? So, n factorial, our n is 11. So, 11 factorial. Okay. Then, our n, again, is 11 minus 6 factorial. Our x is 6 again. So, 6 factorial. Our p is 0.25 raised to x, which is 6, times the probability of failure, which is 0.75 raised to n minus x. Our n is 11. Our x is 6. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, class, ganito. Ang 11 factorial, equal yan, class, kay 11 times 10, pababa, times 9, times 8, times 7, times 6, hanggang times 1. Okay po? Okay. Okay. So, ayan, si 11 factorial. Okay po? Sabi dito, class, sa baba, sa denominator, we have 11 minus 6. 11 minus 6. Alam natin ang 11 minus 6 is equal to 5 factorial. Tama po ba? Kasi nakapactorial sa labas. So, ang gagawin natin is, pakita ko muna sa inyo na 5 factorial yon, times 6 factorial. Okay? Kung isosolve natin to isa-isa, ganito, pwede natin ganito ang pagsosolve natin. Okay? Pwedeng si 5 factorial, alam natin na sa taas, merong makakakuha tayo ng 5 factorial mula dito, papunta kay 1. Kasi alam natin na ito ay 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Or, we can do the long method. I-expand din natin tong 5 factorial, i-expand natin tong 6 factorial, then get all the product. Ganon din sa taas, sa numerator. Ganon din. Pwede naman nating i-multiply lahat nito diretso. Pero kung gusto natin males yung work natin, alam natin na si 5 factorial or si 6 factorial ay meron sa taas. Okay? So, kahit saan sa dalawa, pwede nyo pong i-cancel. Kung si 5 factorial ang i-cancel natin, makakancel natin si 5 factorial, makakancel natin tong buong to. Nakakasunod? So, ang matitira na lang ay si 11 times 10 hanggang 11 times 6. So, sige nga po. Input natin yan sa ating calculator. 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6. So, meron tayong 332,640. Okay po? Tapos, let me change the color. Si 6 factorial, i-expand natin. Okay? Si 6 factorial, magiging 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? Input natin sa calcu. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. I'm inputting on the calcu class. So, nakakuha ako ng 720. So, 720. Okay? So, ilagay ko dito sa baba. 332,640 all over 720. Okay? So, input on your calcu. So, pwede ganito ang gawin nyo. Pwede nyo rin naman yan, class, diretsuhin. Okay? So, ang nakuha ko is 462. Okay? Huwag nyo kakalimutan, may ito pa. Okay? Balik tayo dun sa taas. Balik natin yung color ng ating pen. So, alam natin na ito, okay, nag-dark yung color. Alam natin na ito ay 462. Okay? Then, input nyo lang to sa calculator nyo ng diretso. Kasi kapag inisa-isa natin to class, ang dami ng decimal neto. Okay, so input na lang natin siya diretso. 11 minus 6 is 5. Okay? So, pag in-input ko yan sa calculator, 462 times 0.25 raised to 6 times 0.75 raised to 5. Okay? Times 100. Okay? Kasi nga probability yung kinukuha natin. Huwag natin kakalimutan. Times 100. Diretso na rin natin, class. So, we are going to get the 2.68. Okay, correction, 68. Erase ko lang to. So, ang makukuha natin, round off, lagay natin into 2 decimal places. Makukuha natin is 2.68%. Okay po. So, ibig sabihin, yung probability na exactly 6 people bought the refrigerator during the last 6 months is 2.68%. So, ang baba ng probability. Dito pa lang klase, dito pa lang sa idea na to, sa 25% yung probability of success, tapos ang failure mo 75%, doon pa na makikita mo na na mababa ang probability of success na yung 6 na tao na yun is bumili talaga ng refrigerator for the last 6 months. Okay po? Nakukuha. So, ang liit ng probability. So, 2.68. Yung probability na yung 6 na tao na yun talaga ay bumili ng ref for the last 6 months. Okay po? Next is Poisson. Poisson probability distribution is a statistical distribution that can be used to show how many times an event is likely to occur. Lagi niyong tatandaan, if the problem is looking for how many times an event is likely to occur within a specified period of time, Poisson agad yun, class. Okay? And another thing, it can be used to estimate how likely it is something will happen. X is number of times. Laging ganun. If your problem is looking for how many or how likely it is that something will happen, okay, it is used to understanding independent event. So, ang Poisson is independent that occur at the constant rate within a given interval of time. And interval may be in terms of time, space, or volume. Okay? And lagi nyo tatandaan, pag si Poisson ang ating gagamitin or yung word problem na tinitingnan natin, ang lagi nating key dyan, class, is si Poisson, ang average ay laging known. Okay? The average is known. Ibig sabihin, si average ay laging given sa word problem. Gagamitin natin si Poisson kapag alam natin na si average ay given sa word problem. So, makikita nyo naman yung difference ng binomial tsaka ng Poisson Si binomial, success or failure, pass or failed. Kasi nga lagi ang outcome niya, 2 lang. Si Poisson, gagamitin lang natin siya kapag meron tayo sa word problem na given na mean or average. Okay po, lagi yung tatandaan yun, ha? At syempre, ang pag Poisson, laging ina-identify how likely something will happen. Laging ganun. At in terms of interval naman, class, time, space, or volume, weight. So, ganun pag Poisson. Kasi nga average Okay? So, this is our formula. P is equal to probability of X is equal to X. So, nakikita nyo, may big letter X, may small letter X. This is mu. Okay? Raised to X, E. Si E, makikita nyo to class sa calculator. Okay? Correction. Ito ay 2.71. Walang 1 sa unahan yan, class. Okay? Raised to negative mu or mean all over x factorial. So, our mu is the mean number of occurrences in a particular interval of time. We can solve mu by this and multiply by p. Okay po? Our E is approximately 2.71, 828, so on and so forth. So, ito class, nasa calculator lang to. I-input lang natin to. Basta ang mahalaga lang class is talagang ma-identify nyo kung anong types ng discrete probability yung kailangan nyong gamitin. Kasi once na-identify nyo yun, madali nang mag-solve eh. Lahat madali na kasi may formula, may pattern kayong susundan. Madali yan, pwede nyong i-input sa calculator diretso lahat. So, yun lang yung problem. Kailangan nyo lang ma-identify kung anong discrete probability distribution yung kailangan nyong gamitin. Okay? Letter X is the number of occurrences or yung success. P of X, the probability to be computed for a specified value of X. Okay? Let's apply. Okay, sabi dyan, a vintage car breaks down an average of 4 times per month. Okay, so yung vintage car daw, nagkakaroon sila ng breakdown, average of 4 times per month. So, alam na natin na ang mu natin or ang mean natin is 4. Okay? Using a Poisson probability distribution formula. Yan. Usually, class, naka-indicate naman sa word problem minsan kung anong probability distribution yung gagamitin natin. Pero, syempre, huwag tayong magpapakampante. Dapat alam pa rin natin kung anong pagkakaiba ng tatlo na yun. Okay po? Find the probability that during next month, this vintage car will have exactly 3 breakdowns. Okay po? And at most breakdowns, at most 2 breakdowns, and more than 1 breakdown. So, ina-identify na natin kung how likely na magkakaroon ng 3 breakdown, exactly 3 breakdowns, or at most 2 breakdowns, or more than 1 breakdown. Okay? Siyempre, the first thing that we are going to do is to identify the variables on the given problem. Alam natin na our mu is what? Is 4. Okay. CE, given na to sa ating calculator, 2.71, etc. And our X is the number of occurrences. Kung sa letter A, ang hinahanap natin exactly 3 breakdowns. So, therefore, our X is 3. Okay po? Nakakuha po. Then, yung probability natin is to be computed. Yan, yung probability is yung exactly 3 breakdowns. Okay, note, our X should be, the value of our X should be greater than 0. Okay po, kasi nga, wala tayong negative. Okay po, let's input on our formula. So, we have, our mu is 4 raised to 3 multiply by e raised to negative 4 kasi yun ang ating mu all over 3 kasi ayun ang ating x, 3 factorial. You can simply input this on your calculator. Okay po, i-input nyo lang sa calculator nyo ito at lalabas yung value na 0.195 4668148. Multiply natin lagi sa 100 para makuha natin yung percent sign. Kasi nga, di ba, pag probability, kailangan naka-percent sign unless naka-indicate na ang hinahanap natin is in the fraction form or in decimal form. So, we have 19.54%. Okay po. Meaning, meron tayong chance na 19.54% na mag-breakdown ng exactly 3 breakdown sa isang buwan. Okay po? Ayun yung tinutukoy ni 19.54%. Okay po? Next. At most 2 breakdowns. Okay po? Alam natin na ang ating mu is 4. CE, nasa calculator natin yan, si 2.71, ellipsis. At sabi dyan, at most 2. So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabi nating at most 2, ang pinakamataas natin ay si 2. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, nandun yung idea na pwedeng walang breakdown, pwedeng isa lang ang breakdown, pwedeng dalawa ang breakdown. Kasi at most 2, hanggang doon lang yung limit natin. Okay po? So, meaning, kukunin natin yung probability na ang breakdown ay walang breakdown, ang probability na ang breakdown ay isa lang, ang probability na ang breakdown ay dalawa. Okay? So, solve natin to isa-isa. So, we have our formula is mu raised to x times e raised to negative mu all over x factorial. Okay? So, our mu is 4 raised to x. Our x here class is 0 all over. So, nakalimutan natin yung e. So, e raised to negative mu, which is negative 4 all over x 0 factorial. Okay po? Si 0 factorial class, hindi ibig sabihin niya na undefined na po yan, ha? Pag sinabi natin 0 factorial is equal to 1, parang ganun din sa 4 raised to 0 is equal to 1. Diba? According to the rule of law of exponent, any number or variable raised to 0, the answer is always equal to 1. So, ganun din pag 0 factorial. Pag 0 factorial, laging equal kay 1. Okay? Plus, so same ganun pa rin class. Ang mu natin ay 4 raised to x. Our x here is 1 na. Multiply sa ating e, negative 4, e raised to negative 4 all over x. Ang x natin is 1 na po. Okay? Plus, our x here class is 2 na. So, 4 raised to 2 times e raised to negative 4 all over 2 factorial. Okay? So, i-input nyo lang yan sa calculator ng isa-isa. Okay po? So, pag in-input nyo yan sa calculator class, ang lalabas na answer dapat dyan ay 0.23810333056. Times natin siya sa 100. The answer is 23.81%. Okay po? So, ibig sabihin, the chance na mag-breakdown sila mag-breakdown ng wala ng isa or pinakamataas na yung dalawa is 23.81%. So, kahit pa paano, maliit pa rin naman yung chances na mangyari yun, class. Okay? So, sa letter C, let me change the color of my pen. Sa letter C class, sabi dyan, more than one breakdown. So, ibig sabihin, kapag more than one, our x is greater than or equal to 2. Tama po ba? More than 1. Ibig sabihin, si 1 hindi siya kasama. Nakukuha po? So, kung iisipin natin yan, class, ibig sabihin, alam natin, pag sinabing more than 1, ang value dapat ng x natin ay 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. Alam natin na kapag pinag-add natin lahat ng probability or sum of the probability of the outcomes, kailangan equal lagi kay 1. Nakukuha po? So, ibig sabihin, yung idea ng complement pwede nating gamitin. Kasi we don't know the limits We don't know the limits kapag sinabi nating more than 1. Hanggang saan ba? Unless naka-table siya. Kagaya nga nasabi ko sa inyo, kapag naka-table, madali nating makita. Pero paano kung wala siya sa table, hindi naka-table? Kasi kapag naka-table, alam natin kung hanggang saan. If you still remember, yung sinolve natin about sa cars dealer, yung sa number of cars na binibenta sa isang araw or sa isang in a given day, di ba meron doon na sinagutan natin na more than 7? Greater than or equal to 7. So, alam natin na hanggang 10 lang siya kasi we are basing our computation based on the table. But here, class, we don't have the table. So, kapag ganun yung idea natin na more than 2, more than or equal to 2, or more than 1 breakdown, alam natin na hanggang 1 lang yung limit natin. Nakukuha? May hanggang alam natin ang limit natin, dapat ang sum ng probabilities equal to 1. So, ang gagawin natin, ang kinukuha natin more than 1, right? So, x is greater than or equal to 2. Ito yung ating hinahanap. Okay? Pero dahil nga infinite number of terms, much better na ang gawin natin is yung complement. At alam naman natin ang probabilities, sum is equal to 1. So, instead na ganito class, ang gagawin natin is, kukunin natin yung probability that x is less than or equal to 1. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, para makuha natin, okay, I will erase this. Okay. Para makuha natin to class, we are going to minus ito 1 minus yung probability of x is less than or equal to 1. Okay? But less than or equal to 1. Kasi nga mas mababa na kay 1. Kasi dito kanina, sabi dyan, more than 1. So, dapat kung more than 1 yan, magsa-start ka kay 2. Okay? Dahil yung idea natin pabaliktad, sige, para mas ma-visualize, I will erase this muna. Ito. Okay. So, dahil more than 1 yung kinukuha natin, kung pabaliktad tayo, class, alam natin ang kukunin natin yung probability ng x. Okay. I will erase it again. Ang kinukuha natin yung probability ng x less than 2. Kasi pabaliktad na tayo. At alam natin yung less than 2, magsisimula tayo kay x as kay 1. Kasama si 1. Nakukuha? So, 1. So, ang mangyayari, class, kukunin natin yung probability. Yan. Kukunin natin yung probability na x is equal to 0 at probability na x is equal to 1. Okay? Let us solve. 1 minus bracket. Ang nasa loob class, ang x natin ay 0. Ang mu natin, same pa din, class, 4. So, 4 raised to 0 raised to negative 4 all over 0 factorial plus 4 raised to 1 times e raised to negative 4 all over 1 factorial. Okay? So, ang lalabas dyan na answer is, kapag pinag-add natin yung dalawang yan, nakuha na natin yung product, makukuha natin IC 0.09157819444. Ito pinapakita ko lang sa inyong class, pero pwede nyong i-input yan sa calculator ng sabay-sabay. So, pag pinag-minus nyo yan, the answer is 0.9084218056. Okay? So, times 100, kasi kinukuha nga natin yung probability. So, the answer is 90.84%. Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, meaning, yung probability na maka-breakdown sila ng more than 1 is 90.84%. Okay po? So, ayun yung sinisignify ng 90.84%. Okay po? So, the next one is hypergeometric probability distribution. So, when we say hypergeometric probability distribution, it is used to model a finite population. Finite population situations where sample are taken without replacement, and where probability of success is to be computed. When we say without replacement, we are dealing with dependent event. Okay po? Ang pagkakaiba ng binomial at ng hypergeometric, si binomial independent, si hypergeometric dependent. Okay? At mas marami tayong hinahanap kasi nga dependent siya eh. Okay po? Laging tatandaan na, si binomial independent siya, Si binomial distribution, binomial probability distribution, independent siya, ang outcome niya, success, failure, pass, or failed. Ang Poisson, kailangan given lagi si average or si mean. Si hypergeometric, dependent event siya. Okay? It is applied when the probability of success are not the same from trial to trial, which is contradiction with the binomial distribution. Kasi nga, naaapektuhan yung mga succeeding trial niya. Okay po? Ayun si hypergeometry. So, as you can see, here on our formula, we have P is equal to X is equal to X is equal to S combination of X multiply by N minus S. Ito yun yung mga capital letter class, ha? You see, C stands for combination. Dahil nga independent na siya, ay dependent, may combination. Lagi silang related sa isa't isa. So, capital N is the population size, small n is sample size. Si capital letter S is number of success in the population. Take note, ha? Small x is number of success in a sample. Si n minus x, yung number of failures in the population. Si n minus s is number of failure. Okay, correction. This one is, tama ba failure? Okay, failure yan. N minus S is the number of failures in the population. Ito class, success, success. Ito failure. Success sa population, si big letter S. Si X, success in the sample. Si N minus S, okay, number of failure in the population. This is big letter S. Okay. Si N minus X, number of failures in the sample space. Okay po, si P, quantity X is equal to X is the probability to be computed for a specified value of X. Okay? Let's apply. Sabi dyan, a package of 8 AAA size batteries contain 2 that are defective. So, yung dalawa doon sa 8 na yon merong defective. At yung 6 ay yung non-defective. If we nag-select tayo ng 4 na batteries at a random from the package, what is the probability that the sample contains exactly 1 defective battery? Okay? Sabi dyan, what is the probability that the sample contains exactly 1 defective battery? Okay. Ang gagawin natin, hahanapin muna natin lahat. Ito. Okay? Ano yung population size natin? Ang population size natin, okay, tingnan natin sa problem. Asaan dyan ang population size? Okay, ang population size natin is 8. Kasi nga, the package of 8 AAA size battery. Okay, so meron na tayong N. What is yung small n? Yung sample size. Ang sample size, ibig sabihin, nanggaling siya kay population size. As you can see on the problem, we select 4 batteries at a random from the package. Ang package natin ay meron tayong 8 at nag-select tayo ng 4. So, ibig sabihin, our N is equal to 4. Okay? Next, big letter S. Our S is the number of success in the population. So, kung makikita nyo class, doon sa battery ng defective at not defective, ang success natin ay, kasi ang hinahanap natin, probability ng exactly 1 defective. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong 2 success na defective. So, our X is 2. Okay? Ito yung success in the sample space. Bakit sample space? Kasi si 2, part siya ni 8. Okay? Ang population natin ay 8. Ang kinukuha natin is the probability of sample contains exactly 1 defective battery. Kung ang point of view natin, tinitingnan natin is yung defective battery, ibig sabihin, yung number of success in the sample space is doon tayo kay 2 batteries that are defective. Nakukuha? Okay, next. Yung N minus S natin, alam natin, okay, correction. Okay, 2. ano naman yung ating okay, mali ako ng gamit ng letter class. So, this is S. Kasi number of success in the population. Okay, number of success in the population. Ang success natin sa population is 2 lang. 2 na defective batteries. Okay? Our X, sabi dyan, number of success in the sample. Ang population natin from the success point of view class, okay, ang success natin ay sa 2 defective. At yung sample natin dun is si 1. Kasi nga, we are looking for the exactly 1 defective battery. Okay? So, tapos tayo kay small x. So, n minus s. Si n minus s is 8 minus 2. So, 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. So, yung probability of number of failures in the population is 6. Kasi nga, ayun yung non-defective. Okay? So, 6. Yung n minus x, number of failures in the sample space, n, 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Okay po? So, 3. Next, ayan. So, ang nahanap lang naman natin is 1 defective battery. Okay? Let's solve. Let's input this first. Our x is equal to 1. Okay? So, sabi dito, x, s, combination x. So, our s is 2. Si combination, our x is 1. Okay? Parenthesis. Next naman, n minus s. Ang n minus s natin ay 6. So, 6 combination. N minus x is 3. All over n, big letter n, is 8. Combination of small letter n. Ang n natin na small ay 4. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, kung advance yung calculator nyo class, pwede nyo yung i-input ng isahan. Okay? Pwede nyo siyang i-input ng isahan. Pero kung hindi, pwede nating i-manual. Okay, ito muna yung i-solve natin. 2 combination of 1. Ang ibig sabihin neto class is, alam natin, okay, kailangan ko ng konting space. Burahin ko lang to. Okay. Alam natin na si n combination r is equal to n factorial all over n minus r factorial times 2r factorial. Where our r should be greater than, should be less than or equal to n, but greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag in-expand natin itong 2 combination 1, alam natin ang itsura niyan ay si 2, si n, si r, si 1. Alam natin na ito ay 2 factorial all over 2 minus 1 factorial times 1 factorial. Okay? Kung ini-imagine nyo na, ma'am, pwede ba namin i-input na to diretso sa calculator? Yes. Pag in-input yan sa calculator, kailangan nakaparenthesis si 1 factorial. Okay? Kasi hindi niya i-read yon ng calcu. Kailangan nakaparenthesis si 1 factorial kapag in-input sa calculator. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, kung 2 yan, alam natin na ito ay 2 times 1. Okay? Next, yung sa denominator, 2 minus 1 is 1. So, 1 factorial na lang yan. So, 1 na lang. Tapos, yung 1 factorial is equal to 1. Okay? So, 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. So, ito ay 2. Okay? Next, doon naman tayo kay 6. 6 combination 3. So, palitan ko lang yung color class para hindi kayo mako-confuse. Okay. So, yung 6 combination 3, equal yan kay 6 factorial all over 6 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial. Okay? Yung 6 factorial, alam natin na 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? All over 6 minus 3 is equal to 3 factorial. So, 3 times 2 times 1. Ganun din si 3 factorial. 3 times 2 times 1. So, input nyo lang sa calculator niyo yan. So, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. The answer is 720. All over, yung 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. Yan. So, 6 times 6, the answer is 36 kasi parehas naman silang 3 factorial. So, ito ay, the answer is 6. Ito rin, the answer is 6. So, 6 times 6, 36. So, if we get the quotient of that, we have 20. Okay? Iba natin ulit yung color. Okay, next. Denominator naman, 8 combination of 4. So, we have 8 factorial all over 8 minus 4 factorial times 4 factorial. Okay? So, 8 factorial, alam nyo yan na 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? All over, si 8 minus 4, ayan ay 4 factorial. Tapos times 4 factorial. So, alam natin na ito ay 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? Ganun ulit. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? Pag in-input natin, pag kinuha natin yung product ng numerator, ang makukuha natin is 40,320. Okay? Pag kinuha natin yung product nung nasa baba, makukuha natin is 24 times 24. Kasi 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 24 eh. So, 24 times 24, the answer is 576. Pag kinuha natin yung quotient ng 40,320 over 576, the answer is 70. Okay? So, balik tayo ngayon dito. So, C2 combination 1, our answer there is 2. Okay? Sa 6 combination 3, our answer is 20. Sa 8 combination 4, our answer is 70. Okay? Get the product and get the quotient. We have 2 times 20 is 40 divided by 70. Then, times 100. Ang lalabas dito, class, is 0.57142855714. Okay? Tapos times natin yan sa 100. The answer is 57.14%. So, this is our final answer. Okay? So, 57.14% yung exactly na may isang defective na battery out of sa dalawang, out of sa 8 package na AAA size battery. So, merong isang defective. So, 57.14 chance yun, class. So, parang more than a half. Okay, kasi ang half natin is 50. Okay, so kahit pa paano, may probability na magkaroon ng isang defective na battery. Okay, so that's the end of our lessons about the types of discrete probability distribution. The first one is, again, to sum up lang class, we have the binomial. Si binomial, meron lang tayong laging two outcomes. The probability of the success and the failure, the pass or failed, the yes or no. Laging ganon. Laging oo or hindi. Parang ganon yung idea natin pag binomial. Kasi nga, binomial, bi. So, dalawa lang yung outcomes natin. And that is independent and and mutually exclusive. So, ibig sabihin yung mga outcomes hindi pwedeng lumabas at the same time. So, pag hypergeometric naman class, laging given si average. So, madali ma-identify kapag class, hindi hypergeometric, kapag Poisson. Kapag Poisson yung given, madaling ma-identify basta known si average. Hypergeometric. Okay? Si Poisson. So, pag given si average sa word problem, si Poisson ang gagamitin natin. Kapag hypergeometric, dependent event sila class. So, lagi naapektuhan yung succeeding trial. Kaya, combination na ating ginagamit. Okay? Dito again, you can solve it manually, pero kung advanced yung calculator nyo at ito class, for example, itong sinolve natin na to, you can counter-check this. Input nyo sa calculator nyo ng isang bagsakan. Tapos let us see, kapag multiply nyo sa 100 yung final answer, ang lumabas ay 57.14, edi, therefore, kaya ng calculator nyo yun. Okay po? So, yun na po. Thank you very much for your listening.